So yeah, this is Dragon Quest Builders. It's a new spin-off game as part of the Dragon Quest series. This is the PS4 version that I'm playing. This is my little village that I've built. And what's interesting about this is that this is the first game sort of ever to really kind of use the Minecraft approach in the Dragon Quest sort of series. And what's kind of what's a bit interesting about this is that it's kind of a very smart thing they've done, is they've recreated the original Dragon Quest games, specifically the original Nintendo Entertainment System games from the 80s, in a Minecraft world. So this is an 8-bit world created in sort of a Minecraft-like environment. So this actual realm is known as Alefgard and was basically used for the first 3 Dragon Quest games. And so it's not just a normal Minecraft clone in that sense, because it actually brings with it all the heritage from all the Dragon Quest games previous to that. So these little blue dudes you see jumping around, those are the actually very famous slimes from the Dragon Quest series. Now the slimes are actually quite important in this game, because you actually need them for, if I want to use, let's say, a torch, I need the blue slimes in order to craft, fire, basically. So that's kind of a very important thing. So yeah, now I'll just sort of take you around the world a bit. So if you are familiar with Minecraft, then it will be all very, very similar for a lot of it. So, for example, all the building and, I can... my hammer is what I use to... This hammer is what I use to get hold of, items, to basically sort of mine all the stuff I need. One nice thing is if I hold down my little hammer and then spin round, I get loads. That's a very quick way of mining. Now I'm sort of still in the first area here. I've got quite a lot more of the game to get through, but I've already sort of managed to craft steel and armor and all this kind of stuff, and I've got a fairly updated village which has got stone walls and everything. What's kind of interesting about this game is the fact that it's dropped in the narrative and the story elements from Dragon Quest into Minecraft, which is actually kind of one of the weakest points of the Minecraft games. Even though I absolutely love Minecraft, was the fact that it's all open-ended. You can do whatever you want within reason, and there wasn't kind of much more of a sort of a narrative structure like purpose and questing. Whereas this has actually dropped the entire sort of Dragon Quest framework onto sort of Minecraft, really. So all these little chaps and ladies you see in the village, they're actually really important, and I'll kind of take you into the village again. So this is my special little moat with like fire-breathing gargoyles. Now each of these rooms have a specific purpose, and the villagers will basically craft and make things for me. So if I go into the little food room, will it have any... Sometimes... Oh, no. They make stuff for me, but if I go into this little one here... oh, here we go. Yeah. They've made me a bunch of little things, like a treasure chest, a door, and some sticks. And now I'm getting attacked by a bunch of skeletons, so I'm going to take these guys out. The combat, I would definitely say, is a lot more... coherent compared to Minecraft. It's also kind of RPG focused, as you can see the hit points for each of them, which is actually very important, because you then realise, okay, this is what my weapon has and everything. Like Minecraft, you also have health and stamina. Food is used to basically replenish your stamina, which are the little bread rolls in the top left corner, and then health is then replenished by special potions. The thing directly under that level is to do with the level of your town, and that's basically how if you build certain of these structures, then you end up with getting points for each of that. And if I, for example, if I put, I'll give you a good example. If I put a little torch down, so here we go, then I get 10 points. And if I take it away, then I lose all those 70 points. I've just destroyed the bed, so I'll put the beds back. So here we go, bed. Now, yeah, the whole thing that's very interesting about this is what works really well is the whole questing element of it, which is you're given, as you can see over here, there's the sort of a Japanese thing. He's basically asked me to build a certain type of shield, and there's a quest that I've got to go off and get materials for that. And I've got some of the materials, but I need to go off and destroy a big golem in order to get some of the things I need to build that shield. So everything's kind of very structured, and you're progressing through each world, and then each of these are like special portals that take me to different areas. So if I go on to this one here, that'll take me to a nice sort of deserty area. Oh no, just wrong one. Sorry, this is the mountain area. Anyway, so they take me to different places. Now here are the orange slimes and other little guys. And as you can see, there's a day-night cycle going on as well. So things come out in the evening, which you have to fight. And at certain points so I'll go back. Oh, that's another thing. I'll show you a nice little cool thing. So these are the potions that give me health. That's another one. This one gives me all my health back, if you look at the bottom. And then this feathered thing, if I use that now, do I really want to use this? It asks me, and yes. And it automatically teleports me back to my village. So if I get in a spot of bother and if something happens and it's all very dangerous and I'm being attacked by lots of people that are very powerful, I can always just escape, which is kind of useful. So yes, the other kind of really cool thing about this game is they've really streamlined a lot of the crafting and sort of resource gathering. So this is my super duper massive chest, which has got everything in it. So for example, let's just dump off some of my... So there's some fabric from killing a skeleton, some fur, some slimes, and then some of those, dirt blocks. Now, if I press triangle at this point, it resorts the whole, treasure chest into actually, the right resources, so I can actually go back and use it whenever I want. The awesome thing about this, though, is that if I fill up my personal inventory down the bottom on one of the areas, what's great is that if I get anything more that I haven't had, I don't have any space in my personal inventory, it automatically teleports back to this wonderful treasure chest. And also on top of that, I can craft from wherever in the world because it automatically pulls from that treasure chest, which is a really, really nice thing. So they've kind of really streamlined things. You can also do some other things. If you've noticed here, all my buildings here are stone, my ground's stone. It wasn't originally. There's an interesting thing that you can build, and this is my furnace. Now these things here, if we go have a look down here. Now you've got the normal stone things you can build, and you've got these little, triple block things. Now this one here that I'm kind of selected, if I build some of that, what will happen is, I can't use it at the moment because I haven't got anything to kind of really show you on that, but if I built like a little structure out of dirt, and then walked into the structure, and then activated one of these little triangle block things, what that then does is it converts all the, the blocks within range into that type, so they turn it into stone, which is a really, really cool way of not only giving you reason to actually mine dirt, because in Minecraft you just end up with so much of it and you never really use it for anything, whereas in here you can actually just convert it, which is actually a really smart thing to have done. So yeah, also the crafting's a bit more involved. The crafting elements, it starts off with wood, then stone, then iron, then bronze, then iron, then steel. And I've just started getting Ori Halcon, which is, if you know your Japanese anime and, I suppose, Atlantean mythology, it's like sort of incredibly strong material, which I needed bombs to mine, which are these little pink things. Here we go. I won't do it here because it will destroy my village. And yeah, so yeah, this is... What's really good about this is how it's managed to take all of the sort of the Dragon Quest elements and sort of drop them into Minecraft and make it feel like that's kind of how it always should have been. And the other really lovely thing is if you've noticed all the characters, if you know anything about Dragon Quest, the characters are actually all designed by a very famous guy called Akira Toriyama, who created a wonderful manga called Dr. Slump, and more famously for Dragon Ball. Now, he's been also doing all the character and sort of enemy designs for Dragon Quest since the 80s. So his aesthetic style is a really important part of sort of the Dragon Quest history, and they've recreated it, really in a really cute and lovely way. The other thing is when you start going up against lots of enemies, let's try this. When we start going up against lots of enemies, you'll end up noticing that, they all look like quite cute because they've retained all the Dragon Quest elements too, which is really, really nice. So here we go. I'm currently at night. Oh, here we go, little spiritual dudes, and he's going to disappear off. Here we go, and there's a big scorpion. He wants to take me out, so I'm just going to destroy him very quickly. Yeah, and there we go. He's dead. And there's another big one. Now, these guys don't really drop off anything useful, but the iron scorpions are quite cool. So this is a big desert area. You need all the sand here to make glass. Oh, sorry about that. And I'm going to go walk over to the golems over here. These are very sort of big stone monsters that are very famous in Dragon Quest history. The big one I can't actually hurt at the moment, but these little guys I can take out quite nicely. I hope his dad doesn't notice me, because then he'll just start chasing me. There we go. Little dude. Take out the little one. I've also got a new set of armour from... Oh, here we go. So if I try and attack him now, no damage, and he can do damage to me, but I can't do damage to him. So let's try and use this big hammer. No, nothing. I can't do any damage to him, basically. I don't have the weapons to take him out yet, and he's now going to chase me. So yeah, don't do that. But anyway, I'm going to go walk over to the pyramid over here. So that's some kind of cool stuff over here. The other thing also is you can't really swim in water. Oh, and there's one other big problem that I should probably mention, is if I start sort of burrowing into these sort of, you know, I'll show you actually. So let's do that. And just keep going. If you notice, eventually, when I start getting a bit close, I start disappearing off inside. Yeah, you can't really sort of, you know, it gets a bit, the camera kind of isn't really great in enclosed spaces. It's not very clear what you're doing. It's one of the slight unfortunate problems of the game. But the whole focus is you're mostly above ground. You don't really have the you know, the same kind of focus of going into sort of, you know, mined areas and stuff. So yeah, now this is, let me see, this is really important to go over here. I need some of these green vegetable things because they give me potions and they're very, very useful. So, boom, boom, boom. Now, if you notice, there's a big bush here which I can't... Oh, there's a big one. Okay, I'll go take out this scorpion. Come over here, Mr. Scorpion. Anyway, yeah, and you're dead. And he's dropped... Yeah, and if you notice now, it's now dropping off into... It's teleporting into my special little chest, my warehouse chest. So let's go over here. Now I'm going to take out some... So this is shallow water which I can walk in, but if I go into the ocean, it also limits me. I can't build between areas. So I can't build a bridge from one area to another. I'm actually limited from doing that. I actually have to get portals everywhere. And this is because I'm basically part of the story. So, here we go. Yay. Yeah, now your health does regenerate over time. That's really useful. I've got a nice little iron thorn, which I can then use to make a much more powerful hammer, which is kind of useful. You don't get hammers till quite late on as well, I noticed, so that was a bit of an interesting thing. But yeah, no, if you, the characters aren't built in the same kind of way that they are in Minecraft. So that's what's one of the nicest parts about it, is that you have this, you know, the world is kind of built in a Minecraft way, but not everything is block based. So you end up with this wonderful kind of, you know, crossover between what the original Dragon Quest was, which was that the environment was very blocky and pixelated and wonderful 8-bit, you know, retro wonderfulness, and then the characters were, you know, much more sort of rounded and interesting in comparison. So it kind of recreates all that very nicely. Oh, I've lost my shield. Okay, so I better re-equip another shield. Here we go. Bump. There we go. Now the shields are very useful, so because they protect you, obviously. So I'm now going to go back to my village because go back to my village. Here we go. Yay! But no, so this is. They've actually also rebuilt the entire world as it is in, you know, the original games, which is just a bit bonkers, really, and rather amazing, all things considered. So yeah, this is Dragon Quest Builders. I'm working my way through it in a very kind of slow, methodical way. Hopefully it will get a Western release because, yeah, the language barrier is pretty intensive. So, anyway, so here's Dragon Quest Builders.